Techniques and how to plant the Bidara plant or Ziziphus Mauritiana easily in household. The load tree is a shrub, but the figure is able to grow about 15 meters tall. The branching of the tree spreads in all directions and extends dangling. There is a thorn bone that grows on the leaf-shaped leaves with green leaf. It is said that the leaves of young leaves can be eaten used as vegetables. If you squeeze the lettuce leaves it will issue a bit of foam like soap, so it is believed to function as a cleanser. Seedlings of superior cultivar usually in the form of grafting with rootstock is derived from local Bidara which is marked with a barbed thorny bark, because it has already adapted to the environment in Indonesia so that rooting is relatively stronger and more resistant to pest attacks, especially pest from the ground. 1. Terms grow. Bidara is a recalcitrant plant, which can overcome extreme temperatures and be able to survive in a rather dry environment. The quality of the fruit will be best if it grows in a hot, open and dry environment, but there should be a rainy season to support the growth of the extension and flowering, and ideally the soil has enough moisture sits to ripen its fruit. In case of bad weather, this Bidara tree will become a dew. In its natural habitat, load trees will grow well in areas with rainfall of between 300 and 400 mm per year. Its maximum temperature is 37 to 48 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature is 7 to 13 degrees Celsius, but the load tree is still resistant to mild frost. The height of a good growing place between the shores of the beach until approximately 1,000 meters above sea level. Bidara require light and deep soil, but the tree can also grow on marginal land, alkaline soil, salty soil or slightly acid, both light and heavy soils, susceptible to drought or occasionally inundated. 2. Cultivation Guidelines. Although almost all live trees are preserved with seeds, vegetative propagation is increasingly practiced, because that is the only way to obtain trees of the same nature as the parent. The tree may be propagated by cuttings or grafts, but attachment or grafting is more common. Saplings or seeds that are often taken from the type of wild Ziziphus species that are always available in nature, are used as rootstocks. The period of vegetative growth is a time to carry out the attachment. T-shaped patches or ring attachments are the recommended way. Whip grafting is a recommended way of grafting, but a suckle grafting, one of the curves, is well liked in Thailand. In Southeast Asia, a spacing of 5 to 6 meters is considered necessary, but in India generally spaced 8 to 9 meters. Since disruption to taproot roots may be fatal, it is sometimes advisable to seed the seeds, then place attachments or grafting the seedlings in place. Another alternative is to plant seeds on a flat wire basket placed on the ground, forcing the initial growth of the root of the lateral root in a proper environment, which is cultivated in the seed bed. Given the existence of the problem of harmony, it is recommended to implement the mixing of 3 cultivars. 3. Maintenance. A young load tree is tied to a post, trimmed to obtain 4 or 5 well-buffered branches, which immediately fill the available space. Intercropping can only be done 2 or 3 years only. The Coal origin tree can bear fruit in the 2nd year and can produce adequate fruit in the 4th year. The tree will primarily excrete flowers from the new buds, and should be pruned to ensure that the buds have sufficient fertility to produce good-sized fruit of good quality. In India, the lush fruit trees are dense and orderly, therefore the branches of the fruit-producing branches will rapidly grow old, so gradually they must be pruned. This action also avoids too close tree canopy and encourages fertile shoots. The best time for pruning is after harvest, especially if the tree sheds its leaf, as it did in India. In India, farmers Bidara fertilize with manure after vegetative growth takes place, and nitrogen fertilizer is given as a complementary fertilizer at the time of fruit formation. The fruitful plants should not suffer from water shortages, and although the lote trees are deeply rooted, the Bidara orchard is kept clean and provided with technical irrigation if monsoon rains are not sufficient. 5. Pests and diseases. Fruit flies are a major cause of leprosy plant destruction. Unfortunately, this insect has a pleasure in the same cultivars as people favorite. Damage by fruit borer insects, leaf-eating caterpillars, weevils, fleas, and lice powder have also been reported. The powdery mildew disease can be so dangerous, which can shed leaves and will be fruit, but the disease has been well controlled. Less harmful diseases are brown rot and leaf spot. 6. Harvest and post-harvest. Harvest. The fruit of the lote cannot mature simultaneously, so it takes plucking 4 or more times to complete the harvest. The fruits are still raw will smell bad, unless cooked properly, and too ripe fruit will lose the appeal of color and texture will wrinkle. In Thailand, lilies are available on the market from August to February. In the Philippines, the fruit season falls from November to February. Post-harvest handling. The fruit of lote is not easily damaged, can be handled with balk and stack resistance about a week. Storage of cold temperatures can extend fruit supply for 1 month or more. Rice laundry water is actually very useful for plants, let alone for seeds. Bidara. Rice laundry water has an abundance of nutrients, which can act as a controlling environmentally friendly plant disturbing organism and found in many surrounding environments. The content of nutrients in the rice washing water, among them is carbohydrate starch is 85 to 90%, glutamine, protein, cellulose, hemicellulose, sugar and vitamins are high. In addition, rice washing water formulation is an alternative medium of P. fluorescens carrier that plays a role in the control of pathogens causing rust and plant growth. So we are discussing about the technique and how to cultivation of Bidara plant easily in household. Hopefully the videos we present can be useful for all of us. Also watch our next video every day at 6 p.m. See you later and thank you for visiting our channel.